to cancer made a few months ago by the Prime Minister.
Question number 9, Hone Harawira.
Tēnā koe, Mr Speaker. My question is to the Minister of Treaty Negotiations. Is the government holding meetings with iwi over water rights issues before the Waitangi Tribunal reports back on the Monday on the Māori Council's water claim on Friday? And if so, with which iwi?
The Honourable Chris Finlayson.
Mr Speaker, yes, the government has held and is holding meetings with iwi over water rights issues. These meetings have occurred throughout our time in government. I'd be happy to name the iwi for the benefit of the member, but the extent of the government's engagement is such that I'd have to read out a list of virtually all iwi with whom I've been meeting since November 2008.
Hone Harawira.
Does the government accept the proposition that the Māori interest in water, as presented by a majority of the iwi and hapu claimants to the tribunal, is not simply a commercial interest that can be settled with a shareholding or a purchase order, but a deeper interest that includes customary title and guardianship of a special resource? And how will that understanding underpin government's discussions with iwi?
The Honourable Chris Finlayson.
Well, as I said, I've been meeting with many iwi over the years since I've been the Minister. Of course, this government has said and continues to say that it recognises that iwi have rights and interests in water. And if one takes, for example, the recent Joint Planning Committee that's been established in the Hawke's Bay and will be rolled out as there are settlements with other iwi in the Hawke's Bay, that recognises, for example, Ngāti Pāhuera's rights and interests in the Mohaka River.
Tauraro Flavo.
Thank you, Mr Speaker. To the Minister, can he confirm that the Māori Party ministers have arranged a meeting with senior government ministers for representatives of the claimant iwi, representatives of the New Zealand Māori Council and iwi leaders, and what have been the responses to the hui?
The Honourable
well, I have no responsibility for that, is the answer to Mr Mallard, but I'm happy to answer it. And that is that I've been present at meetings for which I've had responsibility, and I can confirm that Māori Party ministers have indeed in recent times organised those meetings. My impression has been the response has been very positive. They've welcomed the opportunity to engage with the government ministers on these issues. But as I've said, they're not the only meetings that have been held on these issues. And I confirm that since November 2008, I've been holding meetings along those lines.
Hone Harawira.
Does the government accept that after opposing the Māori Council water rights claim being heard under urgency by the tribunal, then discounting the authority of the tribunal, then downplaying the importance of the claim, and then calling for the tribunal to report earlier than it would have done if government had not opposed the application for urgency in the first place, that any secret meetings held in the week before the tribunal releases its interim report are likely to be viewed as desperate attempts by the government to sidestep a likely ruling by the tribunal to halt the asset sales program until the Māori interest in water has been settled, and if not, why not?
The Honourable Chris Finlayson.
Well, I take issue with what the member said about there being secret meetings. These aren't secret meetings, they're very open meetings. They've been held and continue to be held, as I have said now for the third time since November 2008, because this government is interested and anxious to recognise legitimate rights and interests in water. It wants to treat iwi as treaty partners who are deserving of respect.
Point of order, Hone Harawira.
The question was not a historical one. It was specifically about meetings being held this week, not since 2008.
No, that's correct. And the member referred to secret meetings being held this week, and what the minister this week. And the minister, in answering, argued that he's not holding any secret meetings this week at all, that the meetings are all open. And so he answered the member's question by pointing out that he was wrong. No secret meetings are being held, they're all open meetings. Point of order, Hone Harawira.
If they're open, does that mean I can attend too, Mr Speaker?
Order, that's not a point of order. That'll be sufficient. Of that order, no, but the question's been answered and that's the end. Order. Order. I think the minister has given sufficient answer to the question. Question number 10, Pesadar. I beg your pardon, Andrew Williams, supplementary question.
Thank you, Mr Speaker. Supplementary to the minister. What reports has the minister received on lake levels of Lake Taupo, consent issues for water use from Lake Taupo, or any other water rights information for Lake Taupo, which may have implications for the government's sale of Mighty River Power? And if he hasn't received any such reports, why not?
Insofar as the question of the issue over the rights, water rights and Lake Taupo relate to iwi, the Minister's certainly entitled to answer it, but the question didn't relate that well to the primary question. But it presumably relates to iwi submissions, so the Honourable Chris Finlayson.
Well, I assume it relates to the interests that Ngāti Tūwharetoa claim in Lake Taupo. They have maintained those particular interests for a number of years, and those discussions with that particular iwi continue.
Question number 10. Pesata Samlo Tuiinga.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. My